So when I initially started photography, all I wanted to get was that creamy bokeh. See, there are two ways of getting creamy bokeh, and that is either through a fast aperture, a fast lens, or a long lens, or a combination of the two. And basically what I've realized is that bokeh is kind of overrated. I'm not really a huge fan of that completely smudged out, almost can't even tell what the background is kind of look. I sometimes think it kind of looks like bad Photoshop. But having said that, there are times where I feel like my 1.8, the sort of the fast lens I have at the moment, could just do with a bit more blur, you know, just teeny bit more blur. Which is why I picked up the Canon FD 50mm f1.4 SSC. And this SSC stands for Super Spectra Coating, which I don't really know what it does, but I'm glad it has it. So my 50mm f1.8 is decently fast. It's not the fastest. It gets the job done. It's still fast to be considered a fast lens, but it isn't fast enough to be sort of considered one of the big boys of fast lenses. So why exactly did I pick this up? If I've just said that I think bokeh is overrated, well, simply because I wanted to try something different, long and short of it. But at the same time, I wanted a bit more blur in my background. So the reason why I went for the f1.4 version and not the f1.2 version is because the f1.2 version is, in my opinion, it's disproportionately expensive for the performance that you get out of it. So for example, the f1.8 is about 30 to 40 pounds, or maybe even 50 pounds depending on the condition. The f1.4 version, you know, you get an extra stop of light, but it's only about 90 pounds. But the f1.2 versions, the L version especially, costs around 400 to 500 pounds, which to me just seems ridiculous. Can you really justify a near 500 pound increase for an extra stop of light? I don't think so. So I wanted a faster lens that was faster than f1.8, but I don't want to spend that stupid money. And a lot of times these f1.2 versions are really soft wide open. If I was going to get a lens that was faster than f1.8, it had to be sharp wide open and it had to be decently sharp. Of course, you're not going to get razor sharpness from a vintage lens, which is not the point really, but I still want it to be decently sharp. And another reason why I wanted a faster lens is because I predominantly shoot film stocks that are primarily ISO 100 to 400, and that's because they're just generally because they're cheaper, and also I just prefer these film stock. Shooting at f1.8 with the lenses I've got are quite soft wide open. I tend to stay away from f1.8. But shooting at f2 with a ISO 100 and 400, I'm sort of limited in terms of the times in the day I can shoot at. Later on in the day when there's less light, I can't really shoot with my with the f1.8. It's just not fast enough. However, shooting with this f1.4, I've been able to get an extra hour or so of shooting. You know, there'll be times where I'll be shooting indoors or I'll be shooting into the shade, and I'll be thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to be able to shoot this handheld. You know, the shutter speed is going to be way too slow. And lo and behold, it'll be something like 1/90th of a second, and I'll be like, damn, that f1.4, shit. So the lens build quality is amazing. It's fully metal. I love the orange typography. I think it looks so sexy, so beautiful. I've always said that looks are very important. Yeah, it's a big reason why I went for this SSC version, just because of its appearance. It just looks so much better than the NFD version, which is yucky. It's all green. And so basically from my initial test shots with this lens, I've been really impressed, mainly because it was just nice to have a lens that actually worked. This year alone, I've had two lens horror stories, and it was just nice to have a lens that just worked. So yeah, I'm just really happy that it came as advertised. I've only shot about 4 rolls with this lens, not too much, so I haven't had too much time with it, so it's hard for me to really give a proper review, a proper opinion on it. But from what I've done, from the images that I've got from it, I'm super stoked. The way it renders bokeh is really nice. It's still sharp at f1.4. I just love the way that the background just kind of disappears, but in a really pleasing way. You know, it's not overkill. It sort of hits that sweet spot. As I said before, I think it is possible for there to be too much bokeh. You know, as I said before, this is still really affordable. It's only about 90 pounds for an f1.4. Can you imagine, like, an f1.4 and this build quality, and you know, the optics are incredible. Like, honestly, think the greatest sort of hack in videography photography nowadays is combining vintage lens, like get like a premium vintage lens because they're super affordable still in comparison to modern day digital equivalents, and then adapt that onto a really good digital modern day camera body. I want to make a whole separate video on that. I think it deserves its own video. So for me personally, the f1.4 is plenty fast. It allows me to shoot longer throughout the day. It gives me a blurrier background, more separation between the subject and the background, which it's sort of just the right amount of bokeh. I love the way the bokeh looks. There are certain lenses whose bokeh I just don't like the look of. Right now it's fast becoming, at least it's on its way to becoming my favorite portrait lens. Let's talk some cons, yeah? Because there are some, of course there's some cons. Oh, hold on, I bet you didn't realize what I'm sitting on. I'm sitting on my foam roller. Okay. Alright, let's be serious, come on mate. So what are the cons? So firstly, it's the lens mount. It is the original FD bayonet mount, which sucks in my opinion. It should come as no surprise that they replaced it for the newer NFD lens mounts. My 50mm f1.8 has that. It's just so much easier. It just press the button and it clicks in place, whereas with this lens mount you have to make sure that you line up the red dot with the A, and then which you will 100% forget to do, and you'll just end up bashing the camera against the lens because you realize you haven't done it yet. You get used to it. You just have to keep that in mind, And the second thing is that it has a very long focus throw. Like it's quite long, it's quite slow as well, which doesn't make it the best for street photography if you'd like to shoot moving targets. And me personally, I don't really shoot at anything smaller than 5.6. I like to shoot pretty wide open or close to wide open, so I'm not much of a zone focuser. I'm going to shoot at f1.4 for my street photography. That's the whole reason why I got this. That does mean that I miss a lot of shots because by the time I see my subject, I bring the camera to my eye and then I turn the thing, a lot of times the subject will be long gone. You might think to yourself, why does it have such a long focus throw? Well, it's because it needs a long focus throw, because shooting at wide open at f1.4, you need that long, slow focus throw to get precise focusing, to nail critical focus. At 50mm f1.4, that depth of field is going to be pretty thin. That's something you have to be mindful of, obviously. All in all, guys, this is a really affordable, fast lens, like actually fast. f1.8 is decently fast, but once you get faster than f1.8, that is big boy fast lens territory. The fact that you can get this for less than £100 is, I think, a steal, given its build quality and all that. Even if you don't shoot film, I would 100% recommend this lens because adapt it to a modern digital body and you're laughing, mate. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the video, like the video. What do you think of the test shots? Comment something nice down below. Share this with your mom, share this with your dad. If you don't know how we do things around here, I upload to the channel twice a week. Yep, that's right, twice a week. Follow me on Instagram at ZainShootFilms. Check out my portfolio at ZainReason.com. And with all that said and done, keep learning, keep shooting. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.